Hello students, welcome back in your online classes for English. Before we start our new chapters, hope you have enjoyed your summer vacation very fruitfully. I have seen many of you have done some activities on the Facebook page also, and you must have prepared for your exams also. And I believe that you have already revised and while taking your new syllabus like new chapters, we will always try to take your doubts also. So keep this thing in your mind that like by your classes, whenever we will take your classes, be ready with your doubts chapter wise. That I will inform you in your Google Meet. So without any delay, let's start your sixth chapter after this summer vacation. So hope students, all of you have already opened your book. Those who have not opened, quickly just grab your book. Come to the page number 96. That is your chapter number 6, the sequence of tenses. Great. You can open your books or copies also. Just take a pen for you so that you can jot down some points and you can write down some doubts also wherever you're not able to understand that you can ask me in your live classes. So students, before we start about your sequence of tenses, this is all about tenses. If you have already studied about tenses, then you can easily understand what do you mean by sequence of tenses. Tenses that is already described to you, present, past and future. And in every present, past, future, there are four categories that I have already described you in your last chapters 4 and 5, tenses and their uses. Hope you have understood in well manner, but if still there are any doubts, you can ask me in your classes. So what do you mean by sequence? Sequence is a kind of strategized something. For example, you might have seen a system, right? When we talk about a system or when we talk about a counting, let's take an example. What do you mean by a counting? When the counting starts from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, what is the sequence, bache? That after 1, 2 must come. After 2, 3 must come. So this is a sequence which is already decided. You cannot write 8, 4, 3, 2, 1 and then you will say that I have completed my counting. No, it's not like that. And when we talk about alphabets, you're supposed to write down A, B, C, D in a sequence. You cannot write W at first and B at second, C at third and Z at fourth. No, you cannot write. The alphabet is already having a sequence of 26 letters and that starts with A and ends at Z. So hope you have understood the meaning of sequence, students. Now when we talk about the sequence of tenses, you will find in this chapter most of the time clause word will come to you, and I believe that you're already aware about clause is a group of words which contains a subject as well as verb. In many of clauses it can stand alone. It means it can define you the meaning, it can gives you the complete meaning, but it is a clause. It has only subject and verb without any object and sometimes with object also. So that becomes your clause. Now in clauses, there are two types of clauses. One is principal, and there are many names for principal clause like principal clause, main clause, independent clause. It means it can stand alone, it defines you the meaning, it gives you the meaning. It's the main clause which gives you the full meaning. And now the second part is that is called subordinate clause. It can be also called depending clause. Now with the name only you can understand depending. It means that meaning is depend upon something, on the another half of the sentence. So hope students, sequence is clear to you, tenses is clear to you, and clauses is also clear to you. Now just let's start. If you will just read out your book's explanation, the sequence of tenses is the principle. You're already aware there are some rules and regulations for something. So the same way in tenses and sequence of tenses are having some principles according to which the tense of the verb in a subordinate clause follows the tense of the verb in the principal clause. It means you might have seen many sentences, students. Sometime in a one single sentence, you will find two clauses. Now, how will you find that which one is the independent one and which one is the dependent? That I have already explained you how you will find principal and subordinate clause. Now, when you're sure about, okay, this is principal clause and this is subordinate clause. Now, your duty is that if in a question it is given to you, only a principal clause given to you, and your examiner or anyone has given you the question that complete the sentence by using another clause. Now the question is that which tense you will use at that time, because if you will find, and if we can let's take an example. He was telling us, it is the first example given in your rule number 1. He was telling us, that is the principal clause. It's clear also that there is something which is told to us by he, right, by him. So this is the complete meaning given by a principal clause, but they said you to use a subordinate clause. Now subordinate means you are supposed to use one conjunction over there also, that is that, then, as, like you can use as well as also. There are many subordinate clauses, you are already aware. For example, they have used that he knew the secret of her friend. Okay, why they have not used that he know the secret of her friend? Why they have used knew? Absolutely right. This is what which you are going to study. So students, when a passage, listen to me very carefully, when a passage contains more than one verb in it, the relationship between the tenses of the verb is known as the sequence of tenses. Different types of sequences are available here. When all the verbs in a sentence show actions or states that occur at or generally about the same time, their tenses should be the same. So whenever the like for example, whenever the alarm clock rings, remember, whenever the alarm clock rings, I run, stretch and roll over for another 5 minutes of last sleep. All present tense. If you can check carefully, all the tenses here are in the present form. She opened her arms to the audience, smiled and bowed deeply. All past tense. So now you can see it carefully that in this sentence, wherever the tenses is used, all are in the past tense form. So by having this kind of sentences, you can get the meaning, but the question is that how you will understand that where to use present tense and where to use past tense, and for that you have to understand the sequence of tenses, and to understand the sequence of tenses there are some rules. So in your book there is a rule number 1 which is given to you. You can read it out. The past tense in the principal clause, you can see it carefully. It is already given here. The past tense in the principal clause must be followed by a tense of the past time. It simply means, bache, that if you are having two clauses, one is your principal clause, this one, another is your subordinate clause, right? But if in the first part, if in this principal clause past tense is used, that is most important. If in principal clause past tense is used, so in the subordinate clause it is mandatory that you will use past time only. It means past tense only. There are some exceptionals which I will teach you. You can read it out from your book on the page number 96 also, that you will understand. But I hope it is clear to you. If you will just go through with some examples, he was telling us. Now it is clear to you. He was telling us. Was is the your past tense. It's your past tense. So that is the reason what they have used. He knew. This is the V2 of know. This is the base form. She told me. Again told. Told is the V2. And whenever there is a V2, it's a past tense. So it's a past tense. That is the reason they have used that it had been raining. Again, your sentence is the past tense form. Now, when we talk about she knew, again it's a past tense. And if you will see here, they have used would. There are some exceptional cases that why sometimes some modal auxiliary verbs they have used, that I will teach you in your Google Meet class. Hope you have understood our chapter's base, that what do you mean by tenses, why sequence of tenses are important, and how it will help you. Rest of the information and rest of the examples we will discuss in your Google Classroom. So hope you have understood the rule number 1. Before I can generate the Google link for you, Google Meet link for you, kindly just get a pen and paper so that we can I can explain you more doubts about your rule number 1, and we will explain you some of your exceptions also. So hope students this is clear to you. Let's just meet in your Google Classroom, and so just take care everyone.